Attention, please. The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Hey everybody, and welcome back to the Crypto Night Show. Your host Superman in the house, and of course we're going to be getting into all the bullish news coming out of the WEF. Of course, we hate that globalist thing, but Trump's there, and he's giving them a good old bash around the head. So we're going to talk about that and extremely bullish statements coming from President Trump, very much along the lines of the golden age of America, and so super bullish for stock market, super bullish for crypto. It's going to be absolutely exciting, and we're seeing a lot of early data coming in to support that. So it's going to be very, very exciting. We're also going to get into the stock market, the crypto markets. So we're going to cover a lot of insights, a ton of insights today around Ethereum and crypto and the bullish outlook there. We're also going to be covering Pulsechain, of course. What's hot at the moment, HEX is moving up, leading the way. Peacock as well for Liberty Swap. We're going to deep dive into that. We're going to check out True DeFi's results today. Of course, they've got their True Farm coming. And yeah, I think it's going to be a lot of fun. So I hope you guys enjoyed the show. All right. Don't forget to subscribe on the way in if you're on YouTube. We're streaming on 3 YouTube channels, the Crypto Night Show, Superman Crypto, and Pulsechain X. We've been having some nice growth on there. So smash the subscribe and let's keep that going. If you're on X as well, don't forget to smash the follow up the top, heading towards 1,500 followers, which is pretty awesome. We're having to build back from our last channel, so taken down. So definitely build that up and let's go for the bull market. Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun. Now, I did put out a link around for Strategy Club yesterday. If you haven't joined Strategy Club, highly recommend that. Links in the video description on YouTube and also pinned to the top of X. And it's only just over $1 a day to join up. Fantastic there. Tons of intel flowing in there in addition to the live show. So definitely get in there. Very, very cool. All right. Without further ado, let's get into the stock market results. These are results for Wednesday, so midweek. We got DG and HEX in the house there, 5555. Yeah, HEX looking good today, my friend. HEX looking good today. Let's get into the stock market news and see how we got on. It was a very bullish after quite a few red days, Monday, Tuesday. We have got the stock market today, the Dow Jones up 1.2% at 588 points to 49,076. We got the S&P 500 up 1.16%, 78 points to 6,875. The Nasdaq up 1.2%, 270 points to 23,224. Now, one of the things that Trump said in the speech was that he is so bullish about the U.S. economy that he expects the stock market to potentially double. And that's something I've said a long time ago. I said with Trump, I think at the beginning of his presidency, given his plan. Remember, we were covering the 3-legged stool strategy. I said, well, that's going to be looking like we could double the stock market indices, and that's insanity. And that's why this is going to be the greatest, potentially the last great era in terms of stock creation. It will depend on who takes over America, right? Because you build a strong America, and then bad guys get it. Well, that just turns worse, right? So it's good. Well, good people got it. Bad people got it. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes. But so far, we're very bullish about where crypto is going, the stock market, everything else. US dollar, we've got an index there at the moment is at 98.6, up slightly. And we've got the commodities at the moment, West Texas at $60.48, so back over $60. It is down 30% today, though. Brent oil at $65.30 is up 0.6%. Gold, which has been absolute tear, is down 1.1% right now, $54 to $4,781. And silver there down 2%, down almost $2 at $91. So there we go. That's on silver and gold, which have been doing extremely well. Of course, we called that as well, 18 months, 2 years ago. So there we go. That's playing out well. Trump removes a threat of tariffs on Europe after agreeing framework for future Greenland deal. Called that one right again as well. We're kicking it out of the park. Of course, he wants it for the Golden Dome. Resources and, of course, trade routes are very fundamental for security, but the Golden Dome is the primary target there. Given that that's where the missiles go over, right, between Russia and America, and God forbid if something ever happened like that. But deterrence is better, right? Deterrence is better there. At the World Economic Forum in Davos, Switzerland, President Donald Trump said he had worked out a framework plan that would satisfy his demands for Greenland, ending the need to impose new tariffs on European nations. So the market liked that, bounced back, and it opposed his plans to annex the Arctic island. Based upon a very productive meeting that I've had with the Secretary General of NATO, Mark Rutte, we have formed the framework of a future deal with respect to Greenland. And in fact, the entire Arctic region, guys, not just Greenland, entire Arctic region there. And of course, we're thinking about the Golden Dome, and of course, security there. Remember, the Europeans are terrible on security. They're heading towards China. They are very dangerous. The Europeans are very dangerous leaders there. And so Trump's really the only one with common sense that's playing out right now. Deterrence is better, right? Being weak and trying to make peace with people that break deals like the Chinese government, that's just a plan for disaster, right? And India is also playing a lot of games with imperialism. So we've got to, you've got to protect against India as well. We've got a lot of that stuff happening, coordinated with the United Nations. There's a lot of bad stuff happening for the West right now. So Trump really is the only one bringing the right moves. The framework over Greenland will include mineral rights for the US and Golden Dome, a layered missile defense for the United States. They're going to be involved in the Golden Dome. They're going to be involved in mineral rights, and so are we, says Trump. So that is the big news there. Very, very cool, and we called that right? So that's what we're talking about there. All right, so that's the stock market. Let's go to the Fed rate monitor. Fed rate monitor is coming up. So Trump also announced, we saw the Japanese yesterday. What triggered the market was the Japanese bond rates. I put up an article about that on X, so go check that out. That's a great summary of what happened. And Trump also announced during the WEF that they're going to be looking at $200 billion bond purchases in the US as well, shoring up some of that selling from Japan. And of course, we know that China's been selling down as well, right? So that's being shored up. So if anyone thought there was going to be a run on the US bond and interest rate rises, that's going to be muted by some of the activities there with bond buyers. All right, so Fed interest rates decision in 6 days and 18 hours. That's on 28th of January at 2 p.m. And we've got 4.6% expecting a no change. So no change expected in January. March at the moment, a no change. April at the moment, which is the last meeting under the Fed chair, Jerome Powell, still a no change. So no change all along the way to April. We will be hearing an announcement from Trump around the new Fed chair Fed, and that is he's gone down from 5 to 4 to 1. He knows who's going to have for that, and so we're going to expect to see that very soon. And that was confirmed at the WEF speech as well. So a couple of things happening there right now. Well, Wookie announced there Trump is going green. He definitely is going green. Greenland, that is. Not like what you did there. So that is some of the play there on the economic front there. So kind of cool. It is so wonderful to see Trump doing all these things. I've been screaming for these things for decades, guys, since the 1990s. We had to put up with liberals, as I've said in the past, and now progressives. And of course, those progressives are a mixture of Marxists and globalists, and they are wrecking the West at a fast rate of knots. I wish Trump would come and save us. That's for sure. That is no doubt about that. I wish it was the case. He's certainly going to have some impact on these countries. But they're taking our freedom of rights. Of course, was it yesterday, day before, the Labour Party in Australia there passing a fake hate bill, speech bill, of course, targeting Australians. And it was a little bit muted to the original, but still not great there. And so the globalists are still on the move, even with Trump in power. Trump knows this, of course, and is playing many moves around the planet. But it's going to be the people themselves that actually have to wake up and support one nation, support New Zealand first. New Zealand first, of course, has to get its act together as well. So we've got some domestic politics in Australia and New Zealand, but we are being targeted by India, by the United Nations as well for invasion. And so we've got to defend our first world society. So we've got lots of stuff happening, guys, on the planet. So if you're in America, there's a lot of stuff happening in the rest of the West. That's pretty damn concerning, to be honest. All right, so let's move on from there. Let's get into the crypto market and see how crypto market liked some of that action because it is what it is. So let's get into the majors. We're going to break down tons of stuff today. You guys know the last 3 or 4 days we're going to be getting deeper and dive into some of the key drivers for Ethereum and crypto. We're expecting 26 and 27 to be pretty amazing. We have the midterms at the end of the year, right? November. which is funny enough, it's the same time we're having elections here in New Zealand, and God help us, we're going to need it. We've got how many? We've got five parties that are destroying New Zealand, and we've got one party that has also been destroying New Zealand, but is supposed to be the one that's supposed to save us. So wish us the best. We're going to need it. I mean, we're talking about existential destruction here in New Zealand for Kiwis and our way of life, right? We're one of the new world countries, right? One of the world countries without a lot of unnecessary history and bad history, and we've got invaders coming. Invaders are coming, and our leaders are traders. Of course, they're doing all the damage there. So we've got a lot of issues here. The only hope, I guess, we've got right is crypto, guys. So crypto to save the day as well, and hopefully enough of the people wake up to save their own countries, because it's not looking good. Not looking good. Low trust, high crime societies, and that's not a lot of fun. All right, so let's go into the crypto markets and see where we are. We're going to go to the big screen here. At the moment, we got the total market cap at 3.129 trillion, up 1.9%. So nice little bounce back there. We've got Bitcoin at the moment up 2% at $89,863. So just below 89,000 at the moment. Ethereum up 2.5%, 3,016. Very cool to get over 3,000. Got to hold that line, right, for the daily close. Very cool. We got BNB up is flat today at $888. Chinese will like that. Very lucky number. We got XRP at number 5. Up 3.9% at $1.96. We got Solana at number 7, up 3.7%, over $130 there. Tron at number 8, up 0.7%, just below 30 cents. And then Doge there to wrap up our top 10, up 3.2% at 12.75 cents there, 12.75 cents. And that's where we are right now. Best performer over the last 24 hours has been XRP, up 3.9%. No top 10 is green this week, of course, with those first couple of down days. And here we are with what's the best performer? I guess it's going to be Tron again, is it? Yeah, Tron only down 1.5% right now. So that is the best performer there in the top 10. Top 100 for the week. We got Canton taking number 1, up a 9.6%. And of course, that was all today because it's up 17.8% today. Quant is number 2, up 9.5%. Sky up 9.1%. Hash is up 6.1%. And Tether Gold, one of the gold derivatives there, up 4.2%. Those are the top 5 right now. So no double digits for the top 100, but those are the 5 leaders at the moment. So still up on a week ago. Top 1,000 gainers, we've got Seeker up 180%. We got some Chinese name here. I don't speak Chinese, or read Chinese, so that's up 91%. And ETH Gas there up 55%. Those are top trending, top movers, I should say, in top 1,000. At trending overall, we've got Seeker, ETH Gas, and Bitcoin are trending overall. So Seeker there making quite the move on that one. Let's have a quick look at it. Should we have a little nosy at that? It's at 388 ranking, up pretty strongly there. It looks like it's only just launched 21st of January. So it's only been about 24 hours or so. It's on Solana chain. It's got Solana mobile website. So it looks pretty interesting. Let's have a look here. Let's have a quick look at the website. Let's be a bit nosy since this one's pumping. The definitive Web3 mobile device. So this seems to be picking up attention. Not sure whether it's been sponsored by the big players or not. Probably is. Developers build without limits. Users SKR, native asset of the Solana mobile economy. So this seems to be picking up pace right now and doing pretty well. So that is Seeker. Market cap right now 120 million, pretty much out of the gate. So there we go. Keep a lookout for that on Solana. All right, so let's move on. That's the overview. Let's get into the big numbers here. Bitcoin at the moment, $89,600 on Coinbase, so a little bit lower than what we saw on CoinGecko. The 50-month moving average is at 65,758. So what are we, about 24,000 or so above that? Let's have a look at the daily. We're expecting a big move, right? We're going to talk about that coming up. Let's look at the daily chart, though. Daily chart, we're still in the death cross. We got that death cross back here on the 16th of November, and we're ticking away, right? So we've been in this death cross for a little bit of time. Let's see, let's measure that. And so we've been in death cross for 67 days. So coming up to 2.5 months, and we're still haven't curled back up. The 200-day moving average, of course, is coming down to meet it, but we do need to see a continued uptrend here, up and to the right. So that's kind of the play. Certainly, Trump's speech was very bullish for crypto. We're going to start breaking down a few of those videos coming up. So that is the play right now on the old Bitcoin. Let's move over to Ethereum. Ethereum here. So we've got Ethereum right now is at 2,991 here. Obviously, we're at 3,000 on CoinGecko. So depending on the average exchange averages, we got the 50-day at $2,554. We're just below 3,000 right now. So we're like, $440 above the 50-month moving average. Going to the daily again. We're currently got the death cross as well. This was about a week later, wasn't it? So the 16th, so about 8 days later, we had the Ethereum death cross compared to Bitcoin, and that's been playing out for obviously some of the time period, at least 8 days. So let's have a look at that. So that is currently running for 58 days, almost 2 months, and we've got a bit of a trading range here between 2,750 and the top of the range there, 3,365. So kind of stuck in that range, but looking good for the upside and looking for a curl up there. And of course, the 200-day moving average for Ethereum is coming down to meet the 50-day in yellow. We'll see how that goes, but we're feeling bullish about that too. So let's break those are the charts. Let's break down some of the pumpamentals moving forward 26, and we've got lots to listen to. So this should be a bit of fun. Let's move on into that. So we got Kathy Wood first of all. So we're talking about a crypto queen here, Kathy Wood. Just said live on CNBC that Bitcoin bottom is in and that it is about to go parabolic. Here we go. So let's play a little bit of this video.
I know there's a lot of fear about the 4-year cycle. We didn't have much of an upcycle by Bitcoin standards, so we think we're pretty well through the down cycle here. We may test in this 80 to 90,000 range on Bitcoin, but we do think that the test will be successful. It will be the shallowest 4-year cycle decline in Bitcoin short history, and then we're off again. We think this is 3 revolutions in one: a global monetary system, rules-based, competing against fiat currency, to be sure. It is a technology revolution, and it is the leader of a new asset class. I know there's a
lot of things there and to digest. So we actually been covering more pumpamentals than that. So we've got monetary policy. We've got the Industrial Revolution, the intelligence age, the 4th Industrial Revolution. Some people have that as number 5, depending on what you look at in history books there. We obviously have fiscal policy as well. We have economic policy. We have crypto policy, all coming together. It's a beautiful thing. We're talking about massive, massive gains here. We've also got structural change, right? So we've got the trade fine moving into crypto, so into the digital, into blockchain. So it is a big deal stuff happening right now. And you can see the next 2 years are going to be fundamental. Trump is also trying to keep all the geopolitical risks down. He's trying to dampen those down so that America can boom. He's trying to anticipate the enemies of America. That includes some of the European leaders, right, which are undermining, some of the Western leaders undermining, trying to undermine Trump. So he's got to deal with all these different players, and they're well versed with many of them, right? So they're doing a lot of stuff in that space. Also, we can have this big boom. And he's, like I said, in today's meeting, he talked about a doubling in the stock market. And that's what we've talked about. It could be absolutely huge. And that is the wealth effect. We get the wealth effect from that, right? 401ks go through the roof. People get wealthy and they start they have to look for other aspects to invest in. That is crypto is the biggest one. Crypto is the one that really has got a lot of room to move, a lot of room. And all the key players are going to start flooding. And we're going to talk about it in a minute. It is hyper bullish. I really can't say. So I know it's been a bit painful with the liquidation event last October, with the pullbacks early in this year here around Greenland. But really, these are small, short-term pain points for long-term massive gain. Trump has to secure geopolitical safety for the world to have prosperity. And sometimes that's going to impact the markets in the short term. Trump is always looking for that long play. And of course, that is 26, 27 in particular, right? So that is that there is a little key bit there from talking about Bitcoin. Let's jump over into the next one. We got Scott Bessent. Now, to understand Trump's strategy in economics, you need to understand Scott Bessent, right? He's leading the charge there. There are 1 or 2 other secretaries as well involved, but Scott Bessent is kind of the point man. So if you're trying to understand what's going on with Trump, we've covered that last year, of course, with the 3-legged stool strategy. You need to follow Scott Bessent. Don't follow mainstream media. You will be clueless because they all are stupid, dumb globalist mainstream media. They're as bad as smart as a dumb cookie or something. They're pretty crazy. So let's get into it. Treasury Scott Besson here. We are moving all regulatory obstacles for crypto. Let's tune into this.
We will take a close look at regulatory impediments to blockchain, stablecoins, and new payment systems. And we will consider reforms to unleash the awesome power of the American capital markets. Americans deserve a financial services industry that works for all Americans, including and especially Main Street.
So, in the past, Democrat-run governments, uni-party governments have favored Wall Street, all the bailouts in 2008. Remember that? But now, of course, Scott Besson is very much caring along the same line as Trump for Main Street. That is, the wholesale, the main companies in the United States that benefit the people, and of course, also implying the people themselves, right? So, very big deals coming up here. Of course, Scott Besson is also in charge of the RIS, and we have a different name here for tax department, IRD. But that they are looking for all those refund checks, right, that are coming to the United States. So a really big deal there. These guys are going to be pumping money into the hands of the people, and it's really starting now. Like it's full on. We saw the clues at the end of last quarter. Last year was all about laying the foundation. This year is about the ramp up for prosperity and the people to reap what they've done last year, right? So it's a pretty big deal there. So that is from Scott there. We are removing all regulatory obstacles for crypto, and that includes opening up banks and capital, right? It is a big deal. So it's game on. Bitcoin bottom. We saw that from Kathy. Scott Besson, crypto obstacles are being removed. Let's move on. Right on, Mr. President, says Senator Cynthia Luminous. It's time to get the Clarity Act across the line. So here we go. Last year we had the Genius Act and stablecoins, which is going to be get the regulations out by July this year, be in place by January 2027. Of course, there's going to be a lot of activity in the second half of the year around the Genius Act. Scott Besson, of course, talked about $4 trillion in stablecoins by 2030. It's game on, right? Game on. Ethereum is the chief beneficiary for that, right? And of course, that should flow on to Pulsechain too. And we know that Liberty Swap's doing a lot of stuff in that space, right? So particularly around privacy as well. So we got right on, Mr. President. It's time to get the Clarity Act across the finish line. Now we've got the Clarity Act, of course, is around really market structure, about the regulator, around securities and commodities, custodial behavior, all that sort of stuff is coming with the Clarity Act here. We're waiting to get the fine print. What's the final stuff going to be? And obviously we had a little bit of hiccup earlier with the Senate, and of course Coinbase as well, sort of pulling its support. But they had a lot of conversations at Davos there for the WEF, and so hopefully we'll get that moving forward with the Clarity Acts there. So let's listen to President Trump update about it himself.
To unleash innovation in savings and financing, I'm also working to ensure America remains the crypto capital of the world. And to that end, last year, I signed the landmark Genius Act into law. Now Congress is working very hard on crypto market structure legislation, Bitcoin, all of them, which I hope to sign very soon, unlocking new pathways for Americans to reach financial freedom.
I forgot the mic again. Sorry about that. Forgot the mic. So yeah, so we got Trump there just confirming what Scott Besson was talking about, taking away all the impediments, opening up the regulations with the Genius Act there, and that's going to be huge for, like I say, the SEC, the CFTC, regulatory control, and of course commodities versus securities, all the rest of it, custodial stuff, market structure, all that stuff come in. So it's a really big deal, and it will legitimize the structure and clarity for people in TradeFi, right? All the big money sitting in the other markets, not crypto. Crypto's a small market, remember, 3.1 trillion, tiny little market. And of course, all that money coming from traditional markets, a big, big deal. We obviously saw the New York Stock Exchange the other day. They are going to have their own blockchain to do at least 24/7 trading, right? So that's what we're expecting to come out there. Big shout out to Hex Down Under. Morning, Superman. Morning to you. Thanks, Woogie, for the alert there. What else? So that is from Trump. So we're building up the market bottom is in for Bitcoin from Kathy Wood. Now we've got the Scott Bessent and Trump talking about the support for crypto regulations, and he wants to sign it on his desk as soon as possible. So let's move forward here. So what happens once it's signed? What happens once it's signed? Well, Kevin O'Leary there dropped a bomb. Trillions of dollars are lined up to buy Bitcoin, and it all starts the second the laws pass. So everyone's waiting for this Clarity Act here. Once that bill is signed, the real money moves in. This will be the biggest capital inflow into Bitcoin history. So make sure you've got your positions, guys, because it's about to get real. And it's going to be crazy. So much money to come in. And what will the market cap of crypto be in the future? You know, we got 3.1 trillion based on what, about 19,000 coins on CoinGecko. What will it be in the future? It could be pretty insane. So really, really fun there. And just remember all this time that all that Ethereum and the Pulsechain, Pulsechain sacrificed treasury strategic reserves, let's say, that's flushed or hiding around. What will that be worth in due course? Pretty insane prices there. Let's listen to Kevin O'Leary here.
I love the idea of innovation. The money center banks have been sitting on their hands for years, crapping on the crypto industry, but it's not about Bitcoin. Nothing to do with Bitcoin. It's digital payment systems. That's the potential. That's the amazing opportunity we have here. Now, the reason that will be important and why we'll get price appreciation on Bitcoin is the minute that happens, it will signal the move to the next act, the Market Infrastructure Act. And why that matters to everybody in this room is we will finally determine, is Bitcoin a commodity or a security? And when that is determined and regulated, Katie bar the doors, $1 trillion will come and index that asset. Let's all hope that happens while we're all alive here.
So some huge stuff happening in the regulatory space. We've got the Genius Act with stablecoins, the Clarity Act, the Market Information Act. It's all game on, guys. Absolutely going to be massive there. Just one moment. I've got someone knock on the door. I'll be back in a minute. I don't want these interruptions there. Sorry about that. Back now. We should add. I should add an ad or something like a chocolate shake or something like that. Anyway, this is sponsored by Coinbase. All right, so that is that. So let's move on. Let's get into the next one. And here we are. So President Trump's crypto czar, David Sachs, says after market structure passes, banks will get fully into crypto. So we've got just another reaffirmation of the big capital flows coming, guys. It's going to be huge. So let's get into that.
Passes, the banks are going to get a good compromise. Is everyone leaves a little bit unhappy, right? But I think what's going to happen is that after market structure passes, the banks are going to get fully into the crypto industry. So we're not going to have a separate banking industry and crypto industry. It's going to be one digital assets industry. And I think
will they be regulated
their opinions are going to evolve over time. And I bet you over time, the banks like the idea of paying yield because they're going to be in the stablecoin business.
But will they also be regulated the same way? And I guess that's a big, I mean, the banks will say, hey, if they get to do all the same things we do, how come they don't get regulated the same way?
Well, I guess because they're offering slightly different products, right?
Yeah.
So, but I mean, everyone offering the same product should be regulated in the same way, and we want to get to that harmonization.
All right, so that there is from the crypto czar and David Sachs. So you can sort of see all the same things here in the same direction for crypto. It's pretty huge. All right, let's get on to another one here. The videos are done now, but let's get into some of the, what does this mean? So we've got all this capital, we've got the regulations go through. Once that happens, we've got all the capital coming through, and then we've got potential for huge percentage rallies, right? So in the altcoin season. So we got people forget altcoin season actually looks like, and that's the thing. If it's your first time, you've kind of been in the bear market and you go, wait, when's it all happening? If you've been in the last bull market, 2021, then you already know that it all happens pretty quickly. And this time it's different because this time is kind of the holy grail. The market's waited for this for close to 16 years or so to get all the institutions coming, all the government state supporting, and here we are. We're on the footsteps of this. It's going to be pretty huge. The door is about to open, the floodgates. This is the moment. 16 years it took, but we're pretty much here. So if you have joined crypto for the first time, you're here at the right time, right place, and that timing is always the most difficult thing, right? So people forget what altcoin season looks like. 2027, 9,100%. 2021, 12,600%, and 2026, of course, the rocket there. The cycles compress longer, breakouts scale higher. If you're waiting for confirmation, you might already be late there. So we got down the bottom here is the indication here. We've seen the other altcoins, 21, 27, and the upside potentially he's got indicating here is 17,300%. And this is when the big money's coming in. So it's good times, guys. It's good times indeed. Now, there are still, as we point out always the time, even though all the macro stuff's really big, monetary policy, fiscal policy, economic policy, crypto policy, and technology, we've got all those things running together. We still have short-term issues, right? We've still got, Supreme Court around the emergency use of tariffs, how that might play out. There's a couple of ways that could play out. We've still got potential government shutdowns. We've still got the midterms, things like that. So obviously, if Trump's super successful with everything, economics normally trumps, and therefore the midterms may end up being a bit of a nothing burger. But we also have a lot of corruption, right? So we have a lot of Democrats like to, do all their corrupt games. We've already seen that already. I think it was Minnesota. Was it yesterday, the day before? So there's a lot of stuff coming out of space there. So 17,300% looks pretty huge. Let's have a look at another one here from Mark here. So altcoins have been in an ascending triangle for 5 years. This pattern eventually explodes. Bitcoin 15 to 16, 18 months of compression, 2,000% gains there. Altcoins 2020 to 2021, multiple year range break, 500 to 1,500% across the board. If it's the next wave of crypto millionaires know this. So we're in this kind of wedge here, and up and to the right there is kind of the indication there. So get excited, guys. It's looking pretty good indeed. All right. So that is the crypto update. Hope you guys enjoyed all the deep dive there. We got Wookie says Winston Peters apparently tried to chat with you. That's funny, man. That's funny. All right. I was with him, Wookie, in 993, and that's all I'll say. But we'll see. That's kind of the play there right now. On that, we got another comment here from Wally. It's good. The Greenland stuff seems resolved. I believe you are in favor of US taking over Greenland. I am. Yeah, that's such a silly idea. But it's for the gold. It's for the golden dome there, Wally. That's why. anyway, that couldn't have happened. People just got to use their brains. Well, they're going to be doing a buying out deal, Wally. And of course, that don't forget how did America get Alaska, my friend? Go check out the history, dude. I think you need to go back and check out all the history of the plays and what it means for now with military security. So yeah, don't listen to the mainstream media or the globalists. You'll end up being a dummy. So make sure you do some study there. All right. There's no military invasion of Greenland, by the way. That's going to be a commercial deal. All right. So that is pretty much that. Let's go to the Pulsechain and check that out. All right. So we got day 986. So we've still got about 14 days to go to 1,000 days for Pulsechain to hit 1,000. Pulsechain, of course, launched on the 30th of May 2023. And, of course, Pulse there, quadruple 015, 7.6% increase right now. We've got PulseX at the moment, a quadruple 0115, up 8.6%. And Ink token there at the moment is at 59 cents, up 9% there. So we've got really nice action on the Pulsechain cause. The buying bin for PulseX at the moment is 8.42%. HEX at the moment is at 2500th of a penny, up at 12%. So a nice little bounce back there for PHEX. EHEX also have a nice bounce back there, 00084. Combined price EX and PX at the moment is at 3300th of a penny. So we're at 1/3 of a cent right now for HEX there. Let's go to the gas prices. Gas prices at the moment, 282,000 beats. We're at 0.2 of a penny for Pulsex swap right now. Validators at the moment, 52,170, pretty similar to yesterday. Let's jump into the bridge right now. 76.8 million. So we're kind of similar to yesterday. I think we're down. We're at 77. We're slightly down there. I've got a snapshot, of course, from about 2 days ago. It's not the 20th. So 2 days ago, we're at 77.6. We're at 76.8. So we're still down about 700,000 there, based on 2 days ago. So Monday. Let's jump over to the market totals. So volumes are doing pretty well today, 8.9 million. We've pretty much been stuck between 4.5 and 6.5 million in most days. But we had I think it was 7.5 or so yesterday, but that was on a down day. And today we're on an up day. We've got 8.9 million. So that's good news there. Top of the markets at the moment, we've got liquid loans, funnily enough, taking the top there, up 38%. So nice gain there. We're back at 5,000. So let's have a look at the market numbers there. And yeah, 5,000 right now on the move. So pretty cool. And we've kind of seen, this is the weekly candles. We've kind of seen a doubling there as well. And doubling there, 121% right now is the increase there over the last 2 weeks. So pretty nice move there for liquid loans. And that's without Pulsechain really flying. So maybe it's just got to the point so cheap that people are willing to buy more than sell. So that is the kind of play there on liquid loans. SCADA from Nuclear Supplies up 33%, so a good little bounce there, sitting at 1,600th of a penny. A nice little bounce there just in the daily, but still, that's probably still quite down there. It's finding a nice consolidation zone there. It seems to have bounced a lot from 1,100th of a penny. Now it's 1,600th of a penny there. All-time high, of course, was back up at almost 1 cent, just shy of 1 cent, I think. Yeah, just shy of 1 cent. So that is a SCADA. Finding some support. Stake ETH up 17% right now. Let's have a quick look at Stake ETH, one of the Pulsechain forks. Of course, it's been pumped by a market maker recently, and it's still holding up pretty well at 1.2 cents on the old Stake ETH there. Zendog tied into the old Peacock, up 15%. They got their own ecosystem they're building out. So with the products and services and things like that, I think. Movie, was it? I think it was Movie maybe. Or was it Zero Trust? One of those two. Zendog up 15%. Zero also tied into the Peacock. This is part of the trifecta, right? Zendog, Zero, and Peacock. Peacock up 15% as well. So those are leading the pack. And of course, Peacock there building out the heavyweight ecosystem on Pulsechain right now. Call it the Kraken. The Kraken, it seems like a good name. So it's great that we've got something of that standard and size scaling up on Pulsechain right now. And of course, hitting much of Pulsechain's vision, right? Hitting much of Pulsechain vision. Kind of cool. We've got number 8 is Sava there at 14.6%. We've got HEX at up 10% as well, up 30% as well on HEX. So HEX has also been the leader, of course, the Richard Cause. That's managing to make the top 10 also. So a nice little, just got pipped out of there, but that is a nice little move there, 30%. Below that, we've got Coffee Shop. We've got Doubt Token, one of the top meme coins on Pulsechain, up at 12%. Obviously, a lot of HEX pairs mixed in there. Sparta making a move on the back of HEX as well, although they don't hold that much HEX anymore, do they? So it's kind of ironic, but it's up 11%. DevC coin up 11% as well, so that's been doing pretty well on the old DevC. Let's have a look at DevC. And we can see that they're currently at 00069, so pretty much at the bottom of the range, is it? Yeah, pretty much bottom of the range there. What else we had going on there? Firewall at number 23, up 10%. Finvestor, the parent, the grandparent of the OG WebChef ecosystem, $1.73, up 10%. So we've got 24 coins at the moment, up 10% on the top 100 trending on Deck Screener. Now, funnily enough, below that, we've got some honorable mentions, so we'll do a few of those. We've got UFO, we've got Pump Tires Die, Pandex there, ALGO, another pair there. What else? Keep going. We've got INC, Pulsechain all down here. Most Token, one of the other top meme coins, 7%. Pulse Puppies down here at number 43, up 7.5%. Unity at 49, number 49 is up 7% there. So, it's pretty green across the board. Top hat there being rotated quite a bit into the Peacock. So people preferred the Peacock there over the top hat. And that is sitting there at number 6. That's, of course, Crypto Coffee, one of the top Pulsechain influencers. I'm sure if he decided to do a couple of cool things around top hat, I'm sure it would probably jump back up, is my guess. What else? Let's scroll down here. Lots over 5%. We've got Vouch down here, number one validator down here at 4.3%. 9mm, the second biggest DEX, at up 4% right now. What else? P Tiger down here at the moment, 3%. That was after staking the 1% of time tokens, apparently. We've got Coin Mafia here from Rack and Michelle. That's at 65 cents right now, up 1.75%. They're still on holiday, I believe. Probably coming back tomorrow is my guess, if they're not already. What else there? That's pretty much it. So we got 91 coins. So 91 out of 100 coins are in the green. Not all of them are beating Pulse, though. So I don't know what was Pulse again, 6% something. So maybe 50, 60 coins maybe beating Pulse, if I remember rightly. Let's go to Gold Pulse and let's see what Pulse was up again. 6%, yeah. So actually it's probably less, isn't it? 6.6. So what's doing better than 6.6% right now? We've got 50 coins. So yeah, half the coins are doing better than Pulse right now. So if you're in those ones, congratulations. But it does appear that Liquid Loans get a bit of love. SCADA and the Peacock ecosystem are dominating there as well in the top 10. So that brings us into Liberty Swap updates. Let's see, here we're going here. What else? Let's jump in. We've got Liberty Swap has evolved in the full protocol layer with the launch of Liberty Shield last week. Liberty Shield is a unified privacy and routing layer with any DApp on any blockchain can integrate and use. Liberty Swap is one of the applications built on top of Liberty Shield, using it to enable private swaps. Other DApps can build on top of Liberty Shield too. Liberty Shield allows users to move assets into and out of Railgun and other privacy protocols smoothly while maintaining strong privacy and reducing cross-chain complexity. It abstracts gas management, relayers, and fragmented liquidity, so users can focus on the result, not the underlying infrastructure there. So some awesome stuff coming from Liberty Swap there. They've also updated their core architecture docs. We might go through that on another stream. So that's pretty cool. The Juggernaut, Liberty Swap, turning out to be the Kraken on Pulsechain, and Pulsechain, with waiting upon any moves that Richard Hart might do. We've got a entity seeming to roll out a lot of similar visions than Richard's had in the past. And of course, some of those included a wallet and a stablecoin. And funnily enough, Liberty Swap is teased about, they've got a wallet coming second quarter. They may even deliver earlier. And of course, they've got an airdrop coming. They've got so much stuff coming in the ecosystem. It's crazy. And of course, they've also got potentially, they've teased a stablecoin approach to a decentralized stablecoin as well. We know that Richard kind of favored many years ago a fiat back one. Of course, we've got Coast doing that already. And so, yeah, it's pretty interesting where Liberty Swap is heading here. All right. So, yeah, in the future, you've got all the stuff coming from the team there. We've got Shield and Unshield. Isn't that cool? These guys at Frontier. Now, the other thing that they got, of course, yesterday they got recognition, of course, from the Ethereum Foundation there, adding it to the top tier privacy coins and protocols there. So, they're starting to get multi-chain recognition, and this is huge. So Libby Swap, keep up the great work there. The other big thing that we're expecting, of course, is the coin market cap listing for them to get verified with all the contracts. Once they move to that, they'll go from 24-hour volume listing to market cap listing, and that will jump them from ranking of about 4,300 all the way down to 800. And of course, that in itself will be another catalyst for it to move even lower, let alone all the ecosystem stuff they're building out at the frontier of privacy and DeFi, right? So it is exciting times. It could get pretty explosive there. Also, probably got the best chance, without a shadow of a doubt, of being the #1 meme coin on Pulsechain. Obviously, there's always a chance something else comes out of the blue, but at the moment, they are definitely looking like the front runner. Will they become a top 10 as a meme coin? Will they hit the $1 billion meme coin club? Will they get in the top 50, which is their target on coin market cap? That'd be a $1.5 billion market cap. Lots of things in there. Obviously, they've got to continue to build out the ecosystem. They've got a massive ecosystem they're building out, rapidly deploying as well. And of course, it's at the frontier of a lot of DeFi thinking and privacy and swapping technology. So pretty exciting where this potentially would go, and we're following the journey. 4 hours ago, turning Pulsechain into the center of a global unified anonymity set and real DeFi. So really exciting stuff happening here with these guys. So kind of cool. Let's jump in here. Pulsechain, Peacock World Order, indeed. Very cool. So some good stuff coming out from the team there as well. Now, just to wrap up our show, I think how we're doing 46 minutes on the hour, so we're doing a bit quicker show today. We've got True DeFi stats, so big shout out to the team there. They, of course, announced that they've got True Farm coming, and, of course, let's look at their stats for day 32 for True2X. So True DeFi is the kind of the umbrella group, and then the first thing they launched was True2X, which is a 2x pulse miner. You try to get 2x pulse. I believe that's currently around about 1.5 in the process, and now they've announced a second project, which is True Farm, collaboration with Kairos from Emmett Farms. So Emmett Farms being a leading farm on Pulsechain. So the pretty exciting developments here. I look forward to them continuing to build their own ecosystem here on Pulsechain, and especially around the institutional type of setup, I think is a really good play that has been wide open for some time. So if they can fill that spot, I think that would be very well received. So day 32, we got the total Pulse deposited, 265 billion. We got total volume deposited there, $4 million. Now that includes all sources, so compounding, earnings from the SRE, sort of institutional investing that they do with Emmett Farm, etc. So it's got a lot of that. We got the total miners now, 18,361 total miners. So that's going up all the time. And the Pulse distributed today was 1.09 billion, worth 16,500 there. The SRE, which is the 40% of the pulse that goes into an investment entity, I guess you might call it, called the RSE, or at least a component of their platform, and that is investing in single-side staking on Emmett, which earns ETH, right? So pretty exciting. Emmett has a 5% a buy and sell transfer tax. 4% of that goes to the ETH rewards. And so these guys are sitting in there. So they love buying and selling. They love volume on the old Emmett, and Emmett's been performing like a boss, isn't it? 26.3% is the ownership of that pool right now. So they're pretty much the cornerstone holding of that right now. Was it going to be a complete takeover? That's what we joked about. We joked about that. But no, they seem to stop at, I think, a fairly prudent level there, looking for alternative investments for yield, probably is the case there. So that is the True2X update. We look forward to True Farms as well. I haven't managed to check that, but that's got to be pretty close, is my guess. I've got Frank White in the house. Hey, Frank, good to see you. Bang, Pulse Gang, indeed. So that's our update today. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. Man, Bullish. Is that Bullish? Do you guys like it? Is that Bullish? I think it's damn bullish, isn't it? Frank says late but made it. Indeed, you did indeed. All right, so super bullish comments from Trump, Trump's leadership team, Scott Bessent. We had a bullish update from some of the market participants as well. It's going to be game on, guys. So get your positions ready for this year. It's going to be absolutely awesome. All right, take care. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, hit the bell. If you want to join Strategy Club, the link's in the video description on YouTube, pinned at the top of X. And I will catch you guys again for tomorrow. Another great show. So just get ready, guys. It's going to be a fun year. There will be a few little hiccups here and there, but overall, I think we're getting into the main event. All right, take care. Bye for now.